Okay, let's talk about the normalization and mainstreaming of extremism. Because if you were to look at this headline from the Atlanta Journal-Constitution about this bill hearing that happened yesterday, you would think that this is just a total abortion ban, right? What this headline does not tell you is that this bill would allow abortion patients to be charged with murder, making them subject to the death penalty. That's nowhere in there. At least in the body of the article, they don't talk about the death penalty, but they say that the bill would allow patients to be charged with murder. That is not the case with the Associated Press. The Associated Press doesn't mention it in the headline or in the body of the article. And I need people to understand how important this is. The Associated Press is the country's top wire service. Their articles get reprinted everywhere, right? They go to all of these local outlets. This is the piece. This is the piece that will be everywhere, that will teach people about this legislation in Georgia. And it does not say anywhere that this bill would punish abortion patients as murderer, making them subject to the death penalty. And I don't know how many different ways I can explain that this is how normalization happens and that we're here, right? The fact that these headlines exist without relaying any of the extremism, radicalism at the heart of these bills, without relaying the urgency behind defeating these bills, it means that we're already here. And that's deliberate. The men who craft and lobby for this legislation, they call themselves abortion abolitionists. They've introduced legislation in 11 states since January. They talk very openly about numbing Americans to this legislation, about making us used to it, about, like, we see it so often that like we sort of shut off to it, or that reporters just sort of report on it without relaying what, like, the major horrible punitive piece of it is. And it's happening. They're winning in that way. That's why it's so incredibly important that we are holding publications accountable. We're contacting editors. I don't care if it's like your local paper or a big national service. They are not just changing policy, they are changing culture when this happens.